why the pharmaceutical industry is where it is, and that's one of the things that we hope to address throughout the CEO Roundtable panel discussion and also with our esteemed guests as they make it here. But the answer to this question is something that all of you know already. I would like to next, so Kaisa Saab, thank you very much for one, bringing the community together, bringing the sector together today in this hall, and also for pointing those things out. Next, I would like to invite the chairman PPMA, Tauqeer to give a keynote address. And just a request to the audience, thoda sa shor, thoda sa sharaba. तालियों की गूंज हम जब कराची में इवेंट करते हैं तो बहुत ज़ोर की आती है ताकि इस्लामाबाद तक पहुंच जाए। गुजारिश ये है कि आपकी तालियों की गूंज आपकी इंडस्ट्री के लिए इतनी ज़्यादा हो ताकि लाहौर, कराची और मुल्क के दूसरे हिस्सों तक ये ताली पहुंचे। तो तौकीर साहब, if you can please join me and the audience, a big round of applause.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The only impossible journey is the one that you never begin. With this quote, I would like to welcome all of you on the first Pharma Export Summit and Awards 2021. This is one of our steps in this journey to promote pharmaceutical export and to resolve all the issues we face while going for this journey. I acknowledge the presence of our honorable chief guest, Mr. Abdul Razak Saab, for his kind presence here, and I'm thankful to all of you for making this program successful by such an excellent participation here. As you know, that pharmaceutical industry is now set to go beyond. If you see that pharmaceutical industry is lifeline and very important for any country as far as healthcare is concerned. We feel proud that the government has now started thinking and recognizing that pharmaceutical industry is one of the growth engine for the economy of Pakistan. And the strong pharmaceutical industry not only ensures the availability of quality medicine in the reach of the patients, but it also ensures that the latest and research molecules are available throughout the year, and we are all set to pave the way for making latest molecules available in Pakistan. Pakistan Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association welcomes, and I congratulate all the 50 companies who will be recognized in the shape of export award for their excellent contribution towards expanding the export. If you look at the pharmaceutical industry today, it is valued as 550 billion in terms of Pak rupee, and many companies are contributing more than 10 billion individually. Pharmaceutical industry of Pakistan is now characterized for continuous improvement and development. In the past, the market share of pharmaceutical industry was with multinational, but with the continuous effort and clear mindset to provide quality medicine, today, national pharmaceutical industry holds 70% market share, and in the last year, even in the phase of pandemic, we have been able to introduce 393 molecules in the industry, which depicts the resilience and effort by the industry to provide quality medicine for the healthcare system. इस पे तालियां होनी चाहिए. And when we compare our domestic performance with the export, we had been struggling in the past as far as our exports are concerned. In 2003, our total export was 44 million US dollar, and even today, we are wandering around 250 million US dollar export sales. And if we compare ourselves with our neighboring country, India, which has passed 24 billion US dollar sales, and even Bangladesh is ahead of us. So looking at these statistics, now we can clearly see there is a huge potential ahead of us. And I'm very thankful to the government that now they have started thinking that pharmaceutical would be their next player and partner to increase the export revenues by focusing on pharmaceutical industry. Mr. Imran Khan, our Prime Minister, he has already announced that focusing pharmaceutical industry is the policy of the government now. And he acknowledges and agrees that pharmaceutical industry was not given due importance and attention in the past. He also acknowledges that there is lots of potential in pharmaceutical industry, and for that, we have to, the government has to revisit the policies, and impediments will be removed, and the Pakistan pharmaceutical industry will be supported by the government so that we can, take the journey on for expanding our export business. And I am sure that if government holds our hand, give us consistent policies, and holds our hand, तो फिर मैं ये कहूँगा कि सितारों से आगे जहाँ और भी हैं. Now, when government announced and Prime Minister announced that he will support pharmaceutical industry, so the pharmaceutical industry joined hand with the government and immediately responded that in this fiscal year, during first quarter, our export has grown by 23% by registering 68 million US dollar sales just in 3 months. And now I would like to acknowledge the support and relief given by the government during the last 12 months. I would like to thank Mr. Abdul Razak Saab that the best relief we have got during this year is relief on duties on equipments and API. As you know, please give a big hand for this excellent relief. Why? Because in order to expand export, we have to continuously upgrade our manufacturing plants, and the duties were such that we were unable to invest. So this relief has paved the way and attracted the industry to invest towards export, because when we will upgrade our manufacturing plant, only then we will be able to get our products registered outside Pakistan. Secondly, for export, contract manufacturing policy is so restrictive, and for that, I've been working with Razak Saab, Dr. Faisal Sultan, and the DRAP, and what happened to that contract manufacturing policy, that I leave to Razak Saab when he will come here and he will tell us about that. Thirdly, I'm very thankful to DRAP because for the last 1 year, I have been, as a chairman PPMA and with my team, we have been able to, get so much relief like contract manufacturing policy, API policy. There was no API policy because many pharmaceutical companies are interested to go for API, and there was no policy. The policy has been finalized by DRAP and authority board, and inshallah that will also be announced very soon. Then one issue was that if you look around the globe, for example, in Philippines, 30%, according to their IMS, 30% market is in the hand of nutraceuticals. And here the policy was that if we have manufacturing license, we cannot manufacture nutraceutical in the same plant. That policy was so unfriendly. So PPMA, on behalf of PPMA, we worked very closely with DRAP, and I'm thankful to Mr. Asim Rauf, CEO DRAP, Dr. Ubaid, and Dr. Amir, that they worked closely with us and they understood. And mashallah, by the grace of Allah, the revised policy for nutraceutical has been finalized and announced, in which we can all manufacture the nutraceutical products in the same facility. And similarly is the case with medical devices, that now we can manufacture medical devices as well. You know why this is important? That it is easier to get medical devices and nutraceuticals and healthcare products approved outside Pakistan. So that is another avenue ahead of us, which will take us for expanding our export. And if such policies are there, inshallah, in next 5 years, we will be crossing $2 billion US dollar sales in our exports. Then, what we need from the government. Another important thing for which I would like to thank Mr. Abdul Razak Saab, that during last 5 months, Ministry of Commerce in the leadership of Abdul Razak Saab and our Prime Minister Imran Khan, we went to Sri Lanka, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. That has opened the gate for us to enter in these important markets. So because this delegation was supported by government, we were able to get so much partners there, B2B meetings, and when the government was with us, and I would request Abdul Razak Saab that this practice should be continued. This is really helping us expanding our export in future as well. And another support we need functional DRAP. Because once our policies and our actions are done here, only then we will be able to expand our export. So I would request Abdul Razak Saab that we are raising this point that in DRAP, the CEO DRAP should be permanent, and the director should be permanent, so that there is no stoppage and ambiguity, because after every 3 months they become dysfunctional, and it takes about 1 month to get them again functional. So I would request Razak Saab to raise our voice as well, and DRAP should be an independent institution. And the lifeline for pharmaceutical industry is new products, and we face lots of issue in fixation of our prices, and also getting our pricing policy adhered. So I would request DRAP and Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Health that these price fixation is the lifeline, because if we are unable to get new molecules on time, not only we are depriving our nation with the new molecules and new treatments, but we become late while we go for export as well, because neighboring countries have already there, and they establish their brands. Finally, in order to establish our export, we need that exchange proceeds should be about 35%. And we had wonderful meeting with Governor State Bank, and he promised that inshallah they will work with us to increase the exchange proceeds, because we have to establish our brand, and we have to set up our team there, and we have to pay to the commissions, and there are lots of marketing expenses. So with the help of Razak Daud Saab, we had a wonderful meeting with State Bank of Pakistan last week, and inshallah we will be listening good news from them, because this support is very, very much important to get our products, get our operation viable there. And finally, Government of Pakistan is taking 1% CRF, Central Research Fund, from us, and billion of rupees are lying there. We would like to request government that this CRF fund should be given to us for research and development. It should be used to bring and transfer technologies. And if this research fund is, for example, used for transfer of technology and also the establishment of bioequivalence labs, because in order to get our products registered outside, we have to go for bioequivalence study, and we are dependent on foreign countries like Malaysia, Thailand, and the cost is $40,000 US to $100,000 US for this. So if this research fund is utilized and our bioequivalence labs are established in Pakistan, so it will not only reduce the cost, but it will help us to take our medicines outside Pakistan as quickly as possible. So this CRF fund should be, it is given by us for our development, it should be used for us. And finally, the industry को जो एक मसला फेस हो रहा है, वो CTD फॉर्मेट का है. I am thankful to DRAP. Dr. Ubaid is sitting here. I think Asim bhai aaye hain ki nahi abhi? Asim saab is here. I would like to thank DRAP, especially Dr. Ubaid and CEO saab, Asim saab, for helping us, and they have given a tremendous relief for CTD, though the demand of the industry is that because we lack resources and we are still in the development phase, though the demand of the industry is that this, the CTD, we should be given exemption for old molecules and generic molecules for at least three years, and for that we have already given in writing to the Minister of Health and Secretary Health. But I am really thankful to DRAP for giving us such an excellent relief कि उसमें हमें कुछ न कुछ हमें relief मिला है. And there is another announcement that I had a meeting with CEO DRAP, and because we are facing issue for delay in registration for CTD format, so they have promised that in the month of October and November, 600 registration which are on CTD format will be approved within these 2 months. That will be a very good relief for us. फाइनली आई वुड से कि अगर यही सिलसिला जारी रहा, गवर्नमेंट का ख्वाब ये है कि हम एक्सपोर्ट बढ़ाएं. ड्रैप ने इसको हमारे साथ मिलकर इतनी रिलीफ दी हमें, ये 5-6 चीज़ें जो मैंने बताई हैं, इट्स अ ट्रिमेंडस रिलीफ इन 1 ईयर. यही चीज़ अगर कंटिन्यू रहती है और फ्यूचर में हमें गवर्नमेंट की इसी तरह सपोर्ट मिलती रहेगी, तो आई एम 100% श्योर कि हम वो कौम हैं जो कुछ भी कर गुज़रते हैं. और यकीन करें कि इंडस्ट्री को ज़रा सा गवर्नमेंट ने हाथ पकड़ा है. आज आप यहाँ देखें हम कितने लोग यहाँ जमा हैं, और इंशाल्लाह ये हमारा वादा है कि हमें अगर गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से और ड्रैप की तरफ से, और ड्रैप से मेरी एक रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि एक्सपोर्ट जहाँ हमें रज़ाक साहब और मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉमर्स से ये हमें सपोर्ट मिल रही है, हमें आपसे रिक्वेस्ट ये है, यू टेक एक्सपोर्ट वेरी वेरी सीरियसली, लेकिन इसमें मज़ीद हमें स्पीड चाहिए. और जो स्पेशली जो हमारे GMP सर्टिफिकेट हर कंट्री के लिए अलग अलग है, उसको एक ही होना चाहिए. हमें स्पीड, इधर से गवर्नमेंट का पुश, इधर से हमारा पैशन, और इधर से ड्रैप की तरफ से स्पीड अगर हमें मिलती है, तो आई एम 100% श्योर कि हमारी एक्सपोर्ट कहीं से कहीं चली जाएगी. और मैं ये कहूँगा कि ये मुमकिन हम इंशाल्लाह करके दिखाएंगे कि, और इस अपनी बात को मैं इस तरह ख़त्म करूँगा कि हम सबको एक मिलकर, एक जज्बे के साथ, एक जुनून के साथ और एक पैशन के साथ सिर्फ अपने बिज़नेस को नहीं देखना है, हमें इस इंडस्ट्री को फलते फूलते देखना है, और हमें सपोर्ट करना है गवर्नमेंट को भी कि फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री, जैसे कि टेक्सटाइल की हम बात सुनते हैं, हम तैयार हैं रज़ाक साहब, आप गवर्नमेंट हमारा हाथ पकड़े. हम फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री में बहुत पोटेंशियल है, क्योंकि इस वक्त हम जो एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं वो 12.7 बिलियन की मार्केट में हम एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, जबकि पोटेंशियल जो है वो 74 बिलियन का है. तो आप अंदाज़ा लगाएं कि हम कहाँ से कहाँ जा सकते हैं. और मैं ये सिर्फ कहूँगा कि इंशाल्लाह हम मिल के काम करेंगे. और इस बात पे अपनी बात ख़त्म करता हूँ कि अपनी रफ़्तार को कुछ और ज़रा तेज़ करो, अपनी रफ़्तार को कुछ और ज़रा तेज़ करो, अपनी रफ़्तार को कुछ और ज़रा तेज़ करो, अपने जज्बात को कुछ और जुनू खेज़ करो, और ख़ुद ब खुद टूट कर गिरती नहीं जंजीर कभी, ख़ुद ब खुद टूट कर गिरती नहीं जंजीर कभी, बदली जाती है बदलती नहीं तकदीर कभी. थैंक यू.
Thank you very much, Tauqeer Saab. I think this is fantastic news. And not only have you shared a lot of good initiatives and a good policy changes that have taken place by the government and by DRAP also, but also you have identified very clearly what is needed for progress and growth in a very structured manner. Before I invite my next speaker to the dais, may I please request Dr. Asim Rauf, CEO of DRAP, to join us on stage. Dr. Saab. जब तक डॉक्टर साहब आ रहे हैं, एक मुद्दा ये जो तौकीर साहब ने उठाया था उसको थोड़ा सा कंटिन्यू करूं. आप लोग सब फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्री के representatives हैं, but if we look at this entire healthcare industry, जो मुझे समझ आया है, look at the entire healthcare industry as a triangle, and we have three stalwarts in इस त्रिकोण में 3 कोने हैं जहाँ पर diagnostics है, frontline workers हैं और pharma industry है. इन तीनों में से जैसे आपने बहुत rightly कहा तौकीर साहब, there's only one that is regulated, and that is your industry, and it is very much required for that support, speed and passion जैसे आपने कहा, ताकि ये त्रिकोण actually ऊपर की तरफ या आगे की तरफ बढ़े बनिस्बत के रुक जाए. Because as we all know, yes, the pricing is regulated within the pharmaceutical industry, लेकिन एक जो तनक़ीद हमेशा आती है कि prices बहुत बढ़ गई हैं. If you compare it in the context of things, the cost of living has gone up a lot higher in the past 1, 2, 3 years, as opposed to the pricing of the medication and the medicines that you produce. So I think you were very rightly in putting forward the issues that need to be addressed and also the way forward.